local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. And don't forget to download that app, the Fox 12 Oregon app. If you don't have that, great way to watch this show and everything else that we do here at the station. But on this show, we get to have some longer form conversations. And now we're going to talk about something that honestly is pretty important that really can affect a lot of people in so many different ways. And I'm talking about paint recycling. Didn't think I was going to say that. That is seriously, though, something that is very important to get your paint recycled. To know where to take it is also a big deal. And for a lot of people, using MetroPaint is something they have done. That is an option that's going to go away, but there are still options for you. We're going to discuss all of that in detail because we have our expert joining us right now, Lauren from PaintCare. And Lauren, thank you very much for joining us here. Really appreciate you being a part of the show and to walk through this. And I think to start off, would you mind just giving everybody a general overview in case they may not know about MetroPaint and some of the things that are going on there?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Greg. My name is Lauren Scher. I'm the Oregon Program Manager for PaintCare. And just a little bit about PaintCare. PaintCare is a nonprofit created by paint companies to help households and businesses recycle leftover paint responsibly. And Oregon was actually the first state to launch the program and has been operating since July of 2010. The Oregon program alone has collected over 10 million gallons of paint since its inception. With PaintCare, households and businesses can take their unwanted leftover paint to a PaintCare drop-off site, and most sites are paint retailers in the state, which are conveniently located and open year-round and 7 days a week.
So someplace that people can go to and get their paint recycled. And, let's talk about the importance of that. Why is it so important to make sure that your paint is being recycled?
Yeah, so paint recycling is great, but I also wanted to touch on a couple of the other points too. So with PaintCare, we follow the waste hierarchy, which you may know as reduce, reuse, recycle. So first off, reduce the amount of paint that you have on hand by painting smarter. And that could mean anything from using an automatic paint calculator that can help you estimate the amount of paint you'll need. Oftentimes paint that comes through our program can actually be reused, which is the second level. And we encourage folks to find a second life for that product. Take a peek around your house to see if you can find a fun project to use it up on, like painting a bookcase, or give it to a friend or family member. I know I personally wound up painting a wall, which is now a lovely shade of reused blue. And if you're completely done with the paint, bring it to a PaintCare site. Recycling keeps the paint out of landfills, which are becoming increasingly full, by increasing space for other materials.
Gotcha. So kind of following those three different ways there to try to make sure that you're conserving and doing that.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. And, when to the recycling point, if somebody does want to bring it in and so it doesn't end up in a landfill, let's talk about those places to go to and, what that process is like for someone to bring something in.
Yeah. So the first step is to find a drop-off site. You can go to our website, which is paintcare.org. We actually have a site locator, which will let you know the nearest sites closest to you. All you have to do is pop in your zip code, and it'll actually tell you the hours of operation of that location, the address, the source phone number, which do recommend calling ahead, just to letting them to know that you'll be coming by, as well as how much you can bring to that given site. So once somebody brings paint to us, the paint is collected, then carefully sorted and put to good use. I did just want to touch on what we can accept. When you're dropping off paint, it does have to be in its original container, under 5 gallons, with an original label.
Okay, so very important things there to realize when you are bringing that in. What are some other big issues that people should just be aware of when it comes to paint that's not being in that reduce, reuse, recycle vein of things as far as going to a landfill or any other issues that maybe they should know about at home?
Yeah, so paint, oftentimes the latex paint can be recycled, and PaintCare makes sure that the product is disposed of properly. So if you do have something that might not be able to be recycled through PaintCare, we do recommend reaching out to your local city or municipality to find out alternative options for that product.
Okay, so go ahead and investigate that and find out. So what are some, is there anything else that you think people should just know, just like good rules of thumb when it comes to the paint at their home?
So PaintCare, just touching on our program products, PaintCare is an architectural-based paint program. So what does that mean? That's a PaintCare product includes house paint. You can bring us primers, stains, sealers, clear coatings such as a shellac or varnishes. And just again, reminder that we don't take any aerosol coatings, solvents, or chemicals. And again, to reach out to your local municipalities for help on disposing of those things.
Okay, so there's a good list, and you mentioned that there is the website that they can go to, and there's a locator, and also, I would imagine probably some of those stipulations that are on there as well. Is that right?
Yeah, everything is listed on their website in full. And also, I probably am forgetting the most important part. There's absolutely no charge to drop off paint at a PaintCare site.
So completely free. You can drop that off there as long as it falls within those bounds of what you said, which sounds like it's quite large. You could a lot of things will fit within those categories that you can bring.
Yeah, definitely quite a robust product list.
Yeah, definitely robust. Anything else that you think is important for people to know?
I think just that we have hundreds of sites statewide in Oregon. You can know that we have sites from Astoria to Ashland to Beaverton to Burns, and quite a lot of drop-off sites within the Portland metro itself.
So lots of places that you can go to do this. It sounds like it makes it pretty convenient.
Very convenient.
Nice. Well, Lauren, thank you very much, for joining us. Appreciate your time and, explaining this to everybody too, because I think it's important to know in case people didn't know. A lot of times they may just have it sitting in their basement or whatever and not thinking about how the fact they can
the amount of times I hear I got a home and all this paint was left here, or just sitting in somebody's barn.
Yeah. I'm one of those people. So now I understand a little bit more about what I should be doing with that. So that's great to know. Well, thank you very much, Lauren, for being here, and appreciate your time here on Fox 12 Now.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Have a good day.
You too. And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. We appreciate you being a part of the show. Don't forget to download the Fox 12 Oregon app, as I mentioned there at the beginning, that we can live stream this, but also watch everything after the fact. And if you are watching the live stream, coming up here in just a few, we're going to play a segment here with Ezra Kaplan, one of our Fox 12 investigators, talking about outdoor school, which if you're from the Northwest, you probably are familiar with the term outdoor school. There's some funding things going on, so we'll have a deeper dive of that. And that's an example of some of the programming we can do here. If you have an idea, feel free to send me an email, fox12now, that's fox12now at kptv.com, and we'll see if we can do something for that. But for right now, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back here shortly. Again, I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.